20 years old, and he's got this idea, and he pulls it off. He actually gets a shot off and nicks him, and then they kill him. Like, you're seeing this 20-year-old kid, his life is over. Like, somehow or another, he talked himself into trying to assassinate the president as a lone gunman in Pennsylvania, got on top of a roof, either through sheer incompetence or for some other reason. He actually gets a shot off, and the president just moves his head at the right time. Like, the whole thing is, if it was in a movie, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
That'll make you believe in God. That's like God's up there when he's going like, I don't want to talk to this guy yet. He's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want him up here yet. I don't want him yet. I'm the greatest angel.
Or maybe he wants him here to expose how crazy our political system really is. Because the only way we find out how coordinated everything is, whether you're a Trump fan or not, even if you hate Trump, put that aside for a second and just look at how much coordination there is in the media to go after him, and it exposes like this thing where you have to step back and go, wait a minute, hold on a second. What's really going on? Like, whether you hate that guy or not, hate him, think he's a crook, hate him, think he's a liar, hate him. Don't you think it's weird that they're all in lockstep with the way they talk about him, even with things that aren't true? Like, especially like the Russia collusion hoax that they all talked about for years and years. I thought it was real. I thought like he colluded with Russia, and that was like the crazy thing about him winning the presidency. Oh my God, he worked with Russia. Maybe Russia has something on him. You kept hearing about it, right? That was just bullshit. And they went through that for years and years, and then you start going, okay, what else is coordinated where everybody is saying something? Like, how about the Nord Stream pipeline? You know, Seymour Hersh says, we blew it up. Like, esteemed journalist is like, no matter what they say, I am telling you, this was our doing. We blew this up. This wasn't some other country. This wasn't Russia. They wouldn't blow up their own pipeline. We blew it up. But every newspaper is like, this is bullshit. This was impossible. It could not happen. Well, this was Russian disinformation. You hear it about like every story. It's like so hard to understand. Like, what is the motivation to getting these stories out? Are these narratives created by the real government that runs everything and then like tells the news organizations that are in business with them what to say and what to do?
Who knows? I mean,
that's where it gets spooky.
You get like, you're voting for a guy who isn't doing much when he gets there. I mean, there's a lot of people around that are making these things. And I will tell you, I still believe some of the Russian shit. Because you've heard me fucking misquote the Gulf thing. I mean, I still believe a lot of shit I hear.
Oh, I do all the time. They get me all the time. There's so many stories that I'm sure are bullshit that I've parroted.
But if Trump wouldn't play the political game, if he wouldn't put the people on the Supreme Court, I mean, I know it's his job when he's in there, but if he wouldn't do any of that shit, he's definitely the come out on stage and be like, waving papers, you guys aren't going to fucking believe this.
Yeah.
And tell everybody everything.
He is, if he wasn't doing that other stuff. But the only way he gets any support is if he does that other stuff, too. Like, you got to understand about Trump. He was a lifelong Democrat.
Yeah.
Lifelong. Which is so weird.
Wasn't it when he was starting to run for president, wasn't he still? Like, wasn't he, when he started talking about it?
I believe
still a Democrat, right?
Yes, I believe so. Well, he had a very close relationship with the Clintons to the point where he paid them to come to his wedding or his daughter's wedding or one of those things. Yeah. Like, you would pay them and they would come to weddings and events, and he would go to events. You know, that was like the famous thing that was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. You remember that? The White House Press Correspondents' Dinner was always supposed to be this thing where comedians would do it, and they would, like Michelle Wolf did it one year, fucking crushed it.
I remember.
She crushed it.
So hard.
And they would go up and they would, Trump was, by the way, the first guy to not do it. Like, you're not making fun of me? Which is kind of a pussy move. But every other president got roasted. And one time, during the White House press correspondence thing, Obama went on stage and he roasted Trump. And one of the lines he said to Trump, he said, I'm one thing that you'll never be, which is the president of the United States. Because this is when Trump was trying to claim that Obama was from Kenya. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
The birther stuff, which is wild. That stuff was wild. You know, he was like saying he knows for sure that Obama came from Kenya, and then there's people that were like examining photoshops of the birth certificate. It was a crazy conspiracy, and that was, you know, he was roasting Trump in the audience, and you could see Trump in his head going, oh, okay, I'm going to fucking run now. Like, that might have been the thing that got him to run. Like, legitimately, that's how crazy that guy is. That one moment where Obama was talking shit to him might be the reason why Trump was like, I'll fucking show you. Because you do not want that fucking guy on your bad side.
Well, this is the first time I've ever meant this, but thanks, Obama.
Whoops. Yeah. What a crazy turn of it. Again, seems like it's written. Seems like a script. Seems like a simulation.
That shit really does.
It really does. So much of it really does. So much of life really feels like a simulation. And the thing about this Trump stuff and just all of this stuff that's happening with social media and AI, the guy who's at the helm of one of the biggest social media networks in the world is Elon Musk. Elon Musk said that the odds of us not being in the simulation are in the billions. He believes wholeheartedly that we're in a simulation.